soon as we step on the mic, man, you notice the difference. Heavenly blessed with the melanin, baby, you know that we winning. No time for the long talk, got 120 on the clock. Wednesday, 8 through 10, all the bad vibes better stop. Cause you gotta come with that energy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. Lil' Coco be spitting that remedy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. You better take this shit serious. She dropping knowledge, no hidden, it's free for the play. Tap it right now if you curious. We got the ham radio going lit every age. We go from people to family to pilots. Stay with me if you got something to say. You know it's important if we go acknowledge. Speak on the business and get out the way. What you gonna say about my mama? She winning, you rockhead.
Hello, welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the community's personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I am your host, Coco. And of course, joining me in the new year is my amazing co-host, DJ extraordinaire, Big Boscoe from the Bronx, aka Little Tyson.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh yeah.
That's that.
You good?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my stuff so I can get this hair off my glasses.
So clearly we got a whole lot to go that's going on. So I'm gonna just jump into it. Mental health check-in.
What's up, man?
I'm gonna say I'm okay. I couldn't be okay, but I'm definitely okay. I mean, some things are the things that we'll get into it later. That has transpired, but I think considering the situation, I'm okay. You?
I'm good. Just been sleeping a lot, man. Sleeping a lot.
Yeah, I need you to wake up because we're not sleeping in 2025. We got things to do and all of that good stuff.
Hey, those treatments, boy, I think make you like you feeling good though. That's a thing. Does you sleep the whole day away, man? Whew.
So how I haven't seen you since last year. So what's been going on? What's new?
Nothing. My job. I've been so ready to quit them every week. I want to quit. I'll be like, man, I'm done. But I'm like, I only got a year and a half left and I'm retired.
Oh wow.
But boy.
You retiring?
Hell yeah.
Where you going?
I tell you what, I'm not going to work.
Hello, Paul.
Hello, Paul.
Well, good evening, folks. How are y'all?
How you feeling? I ain't talked to you since last year either.
I've been awaiting y'all's fine return for this year.
Oh,
I've been one of the most disappointed people. I've been one of the most disappointed and saddened people around here in Asheville because my Casual Convo show wasn't on in Baltimore. So,
should we do a rundown of what the last couple of weeks have been like? Because I think we've been like alternating weeks. Bosco.
What'd you say again?
I said, should we give a rundown of the weeks? How we ended 2024, how we got here today?
Yeah.
Okay, you start because the first week was your week, the infamous week.
Oh, that I slept off all day. Let me tell y'all something.
No,
man.
that was
last week.
First week was when I got the phone call and you was like, I don't know what's going on about tonight, but
yeah, I had a fit. Yeah, man. I thought I explained that on the show.
No, we haven't had a show since then.
This somebody was wanted to pay me a visit, and I seen him, and I gave him 5 on the black hand side 2 times, and that was into that. He just kept asking for it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna grant your wish. It's Christmas time.
I think it's important to also say everybody come up here, speak their mind, they talk or whatever. But I think we're all approachable people. So if you see one of us, even though we say yes, we're approachable, you can say whatever you want to say and all of that. It's never that deep where you can take something that someone says and think that you can physically come at them. Like that's crazy. Hi, J Bear. That's just insanity to me. And that's pretty much how that went down. So needless to say, everything that's said up here is for entertainment purposes. I mean, but we be for real though. But
But you know what took Coco? I understand people these days take things too serious. I mean, every little thing is like you can crack a joke. Oh man, everyone's so uptight. Like, dude, chill. It ain't that. It's like everyone looking for validation, so they go on social media. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Da-da-da-da. Just enjoy life. You shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. You only die once, so live every day. That's the way I see it.
so we put hi Mike. So we pretty much doing a breakdown of the last couple of weeks that we were MIA. So the first week, of course, you know, you got Tyson out here trying to let the youngest know he still got it.
It was supposed to be that way, but
unfortunately, the second week was my unfortunate accident that I was in. So I was in some pain, going through some stuff, getting some things squared away. So one thing I will say to anyone who is disabled, like I've always had empathy for the disabled. Let me tell you something. I have a newfound empathy and respect.
So why you laughing then?
Because I'm thinking about, do you know how goofy I've been looking the last couple of weeks, Joe? Like,
you can't, hold on, Coco. You can't be like, you can't be like, I'm having empathy for the people, and you sitting there laughing.
You know, I smile all the time. So look, no, because listen, okay, so
it's that Dr. Evil stuff, you know.
Okay, so y'all know I don't put everything out there on like social media, whatever. So of course, yes, I was in a car accident, right? My knee got injured. So they give me the knee brace and the crutches, right? So they like, you can't bend your knee. You can't bend your knee. I am one of those, even though I work in healthcare, I'm still one of those patients that's like, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not wearing that. I'm not going. I don't want to walk around on crutches. So my goofy ass gotta get in the bed. So you know how like you gotta get up. So I gotta lean up with the good leg, then flip and roll in two positions and hope that I'm measuring myself correctly. Whereas though I get up and then you know it'd be fucked up when you half down and then I gotta scooch up with the good leg and try to get up. And I was like, yo, who I really, really respect. And anybody knows I'm clumsy. So of course I fell a couple of times. Listen, it's okay. I struggled to get up, but I made it up. And then it's like trying to sit down. You got to sit down with your leg. I'm just scooching every. Listen, that was a hot ass. But I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm here. So that was the second week. I think I'm recovering pretty well. Still can't bend my knee, but okay. It's all right. I'm still flipping and rolling into the damn bed, but it's all right. The last week, Bosco again. Bosco, you want to talk about the third week of while we were MIA?
Man, look, I was tired. It was New Year's Day. I came in. I was in Charlotte, right? I came into the room. I was like, I'm gonna take me a nap. You know, get ready for the show. Da 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 da. I was sleeping good too, man. Then about 8:30, I don't know, 9 o'clock, I guess. Let me get clock into the show. Like, oh shit. I had slept. I had left my phone in the car, man. But I will say this, I slept good.
Because I'm worried. I done text him about 35,000 times. I done put it in the group chat. Anybody heard from him? I'm like, the show, I'm worried. I done called the niece. I done called everybody. Guess what he told me when I finally talked to him? Yeah, now I gotta make all these phone calls because you just
man, look, I couldn't help it, man. My bad, y'all. But that sleep was good. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, she had an AP. Coco had an APB out for you. Man. Bless New Year, there, Mike. Man, yeah, Coco had an APB out for your behind.
I was out, boy.
So, yeah, but now we're here. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you guys. So, did anybody do anything special for the New Year?
Nope.
Anybody got any New Year's resolution?
Just keep on doing what you're doing.
You do what I'm doing.
If what you're doing is working, keep on doing it. If not, you don't change your ways.
That's it.
Shit get ready to get real right quick here. In just a minute. Inauguration day just around the corner. This month already asking the food. Inauguration day already just around the corner. It's getting ready to get ugly.
I don't really make resolutions. I just do my thing, man. I just try to be better than I was the day before. I don't really make, because I just don't wait for a whole new year to start all over. I just try every day to do better. So
well, can y'all hear me? Hello?
So what, Mike?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I took my headphones out today, so I was like, hold on.
Yeah, we hear
you. First and foremost, hello. What's up, y'all? Happy New Year's and all that great shit.
What up?
So I don't make New Year's resolutions. I make what they call a vision board.
Right.
So what I do is I make my vision board every year. And I write all my goals I want to accomplish in the year, not the month. Because at first I used to do it per month.
Yeah.
And I found myself not being able to accomplish things in a month, and then I put more pressure on me. So I was like, well, fuck it. I'm going to do it in a year. And if in that year I don't complete about 20 things I'll put 20 things on it. Mm-hmm. If I complete like 10, then I'll move it to the next year. So for my vision board this go round is to buy a house and get 2 certifications. So I don't really make like resolutions because I never believe in that type of stuff. Like if you're a fucked up person, it doesn't matter what resolution you're gonna make. If you fat, you're gonna be fat. You know what I'm saying? If you like drinking,
I'm not gonna be fat in 2025. I'm a little plush, but I wasn't
even talking to you, but okay. I didn't say it was pertaining to anybody on the panel, but yeah, middle figure definitely was for me. But I'm saying like you set yourself up like right now. Try to avoid the gym the first 3 months because it's a club in that motherfucker right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what it is? Yep. Same here.
So I try to go like at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
So that I can have my peace because I went in there yesterday and this lady was like, "Oh, can you work out with me?" And I'm like, "No." No, I can't work out with you. It ain't gonna happen. I ain't able to do it. I need to know how can I use these machines. You got to get somebody else.
The instructions are on the machines, ma'am, and they got people that work in the gym. Ask them.
No, well, I mean, she looked at my demeanor for a while. She was watching me for a minute, and I was working on like the cable machine. So they don't really have like instructions for that. They got the little pictures and shit.
Yeah.
But she was like, "Oh, what is that for? And what is that for?" And I forgot to bring my headphones. So I was pissed off.
She just was trying to talk to you. She didn't want to know. She just wanted to talk to you.
Listen, I got some big headphones now and a hoodie, so you know what I'm saying. I put a mouthpiece in. She gonna think I can't talk, but no, I'm getting ready for this. I'm getting ready for this African move I like. So I'm watching BRICS. I'm looking at the BRICS nations. Just got Indonesia, so you know. I want to see how far this dollar gonna stretch.
Elaborate. Look, elaborate, please.
I don't want to take over the show. I just was so.
We ain't gonna talk about nothing but what's coming and because let me tell you, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't really playing nothing spectacular. So before you get into your explanation, let's just say it's gonna be 5 seconds. Okay. What's to come? Boscoe and I did talk about it. So I graduate March 1st. So
you throwing a party? You got some strippers?
I mean, you can throw a party and give us some strippers.
Oh yeah, we get some strippers down there in North Carolina. We going to North Carolina. We got to the Boscoe. Boscoe get some strippers in North Carolina.
I'm coming.
Not here.
I may be asking the wrong person.
Hey, I'm all for the strippers. Y'all can plan me a party with I'm telling you, I'm there. So yes, y'all can plan me.
The pool is thin. The pool is real thin here, man.
Oh, okay.
You gotta go to Charlotte.
Yeah,
you gotta go to Charlotte somewhere.
Go to Charlotte, yeah. Pool's thin here.
Look, y'all playing the graduation party, and just tell me where to be, and I'm coming. So after that, we did discuss planning a live show whereas though we can do like a meet and greet, meet some people, do some things like that. So that's one of the things Casual Convo want to do. Hopefully we can do one here in Baltimore and one in North Carolina. Um, being as though the support and especially there in North Carolina has been amazing. I definitely want to go to North Carolina to do that. Another thing, I know we talked about it before, but we're going to put it into fruition as well. Coming soon is another day, not like this, not as like lengthy. But remember, we talked about the book club and maybe doing something where as though we all get up and we discuss something like that. So we want to do that because the feedback for that was also great. And then we discussed a pop-up, like a quick 15-20 minute casual conversation. We don't know whenever Bosco and I can get together from our busy schedules. And yeah, I mean, and just come and be entertaining. So some people have asked for something like maybe another day, something quick but not lengthy, just to be more engaged with the audience. So that's what we got next coming up. And another thing, I ain't gonna say it yet, but y'all gonna know when it happened. So that's that. Any questions?
Well, your graduation is the day before my birthday, so that would be a good thing.
Oh, so you try? Well, I'm gonna be in Phoenix, but when I come back to Phoenix, I can come to you. I mean, I can reroute to North Carolina. We can hang out.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing. If we're gonna plan a party or whatever, something.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know. I'm trying to tell you, I'm partying the whole March.
Wow.
This is monumental for me. I think I'll be the first in my family. So this
Word.
is like major.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go. I told you it was gonna be quick and simple. See how that worked?
I mean, I'm with me. I'm with it. So okay, so let's talk about what's happening in the world. So I'm off tomorrow because Jimmy Carter's funeral tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
For those who
Yeah.
don't know who Jimmy Carter is, he's what they call the peanut president.
The peanut president.
Mhm.
If you don't know what that is, look it up. He was the poor man that won.
Yeah. Country boy.
Yeah. So I've been rocking with the African nations making a move. You feel me? So, especially like West Africa been doing their thing.
Mm-hmm. That's the place
Throwing
to go.
throwing France out their country like left and right. I think the last country that just did was, I think, the Ivory Coast, the last one I seen, but I know it's another country before then because I just looked at my YouTube. So let me tell you what's gonna be popping soon. So
Right.
World War III coming. And the fight is
You
gonna
told me
be
it was bull crap. When I said it's coming, you told me no.
no, I told you it wasn't coming from what you said was coming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
It's gonna be coming in Africa.
Okay.
Okay, this gonna be coming in Africa because Africa is getting together. You got the President Tyree and all of them. You got Mali, you got the Ivory Coast, you got what's it? I don't want to mess up the country, but it's Gabon, Niger, and Republican of Congo. They all got together to kick France out. Simply because people been stealing their resources. So
Mm-hmm.
like lithium about to go through the roof. So this was gonna hurt the United States. This is what we need to understand. So it has nothing to do with Trump, right? Trump don't. Hey, what's up?
Hiya.
Yeah.
Yo.
So Trump don't have any influence to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the price of lithium is about to go through the roof, right? Lithium is what we use for every single computer chip, the whole
Technology.
9 yards, right?
Yep.
Gold is about to go through the roof because now Burkina Faso just took back 3 mines for the people. Niger is about to explode because before the France left, they accused them of sabotaging that oil pipeline that was like the best oil that they could find. So oil prices is about to go through the roof. So if you're worried about Trump, good luck with that. The international world is about to explode. So I think Mali threatened to leave the UN, and Indonesia just joined BRICS, which is powerful because the Indonesian doesn't like how the United States policies on drugs is so loose, because their country was ravaged by drugs until the president came over and started executing drug dealers in broad daylight. So there's no drugs being sold in Indonesia or in the Philippines. Okay?
It's no
Unless
drugs been sold in
Zero
Indonesia.
tolerance.
Yeah. So you
I'm
can't
never
have it.
going to Indonesia.
Yeah, you can't go have no drugs. They'll execute your ass.
Hey, Mike, you know another place that's real tough on them now? El Salvador.
Yeah.
That president,
I heard that.
he ain't playing.
Yeah, because of what the MS-13 represents.
Yeah,
So,
he ain't playing. Crime
So-
dropped 60% in El Salvador.
yeah,
because of
so
him.
and then Mexico the little president just went at Donald Trump. So this is about to get really, really interesting.
Mhm.
So this isn't about who the president is, because it don't matter right now. Right now, Africa's waking up. Africa got the youngest population in the world. Their oldest person is like 60 something, but their youngest person is 6 years old. So you got a developmental country that can go all the way to like 2050, right? So Nigeria, Ghana, and all of them that were once backing the IMF and all of that, they were surprised that Burkina Faso paid off all their debt. All their debt, every last one of them, $40 million worth, I think, $400 million worth, right? Hey, what's up, Melissa? Honeybee, yo. Yeah. So this is what's going on now. So now it's, if the more resources that Africa gets back, the more the international stock market is going to feel it.
Mhm.
So right now, lithium is going. Gold is about to go through the roof because it's about to get crazy with gold. France is about to lose their electric and everything else. So once France get blacked out, right, the United States is going to have to come to France. Now, this is what people don't understand. During World War II, we rebuilt Europe. Nobody else rebuilt Europe. The United States rebuilt Europe.
Yep.
So when they start losing their accesses to stuff and all of that, the United States is going to have to come and help Europe again. The problem is that this time they won't be able to pay us back. So this is where everything is about to get tricky now, because Saudi Arabia wants to get involved with the oil development and refinery in Africa, which means is that if they build the proper plants, because they building down a city now, they're building 3 cities as we speak in the 3 countries that walked away from France, right? So you got Mali just said that their official language is no longer French. So France is about to be in a whole world of trouble, and the United States is obligated to help. That's why Kamala messed up, because she was supposed to be able to broker a deal with the African people, right?
She went over there for the wrong
And
reason.
she went over there and she messed it all up, talking about LGBT shit.
stuff.
So now they sent Biden over there, and he fell asleep halfway through. You know what I'm saying? They got a picture of this old dude sleeping. You sleeping meeting 53 presidents of 53 countries, because people think Africa is like this one big thing, right? But they are talking about doing a unification of Africa. So when this happens, now remember, the first person that ever offered the currency of Africa was Omar Gaddafi, and they killed him.
They killed him, yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So now they tried to assassinate the young president of Burkina Faso, and they just caught the one dude, and they got him the fuck up out of there real quick. So this is about to get real, because Chad, I'm trying to tell you, Chad said get the fuck out, France. And France is the only one that physically colonized Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to every military base of every every UN naval ship is docked in the Horn of Africa, right in Djibouti. So so all the military ships are docked there. So United States, France, Germany, the whole 9 yards.
Yes, that is a real place.
Djibouti.
It is a real place.
I'm sorry.
I was waiting for who was going to do it first.
I couldn't just wait, y'all. My horns just fall. I gotta take them down. But y'all see, every time somebody say Djibouti, I just gotta be like Djibouti.
So when people like right now, and I be hearing people talking, oh, the president, don't matter what president got in right now, we had an international war.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the African countries
said,
so then they tried to trick the African countries. They tried to offer them a seat at the Security Council, but didn't offer them any veto powers. So now they're talking about leaving the UN. And if they leave the UN, it's over. Like it's about to get big because all the resources will be occupied, controlled, and manufactured and made in Africa. Right? So the one president that they always say is a dictator is the president in Uganda, right?
Oh man.
So they paint him as a dictator, but he was smart. He said when people started knocking on my door, when the English came first and said, "Oh, well, we know you got oil in the ground." He said, "Fine." He said, "Well, we'll mine it for you." He said, "If you can build the oil refinery and teach my people how to do it, then you can." They left, right? The Chinese just went over there and brokered the deal with them to build a nuclear power plant and hospitals, and his people come first. So in the past year, it's been military coups. So all the new presidents that done took over some shit in Africa are former military captains and generals. So they're not playing nothing. The one person I think the one guy he just said that his political people, the maximum they can earn is $3 million. Anything after that, they can't earn no more because you're not moving in the interest of my people. I said, dang. Like he fired a whole bunch of folks. Like you send them out the pasture. I said, well, damn, this shit getting real. So so that's my current events, yo. Like this shit I'm loving it. I'm loving the international news. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about nothing else.
Pull our coats on Mike. Pull our coats to this Panama thing. What's up with Trump wanting to get the Panama Canal and Greenland and all that? What's up with this?
So I'm gonna tell you what's happening.
I'm gonna also add to that, Michael.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I said no, not that.
Yeah.
I don't know how true it is. I was watching something. Is it true? Jude, don't you bust out laughing. Go on mute. He's talking about that. Well, he's proposing to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
He can do whatever he wants. It's just a name.
But is that really true? Because I'm like,
no, nobody.
Do that?
It's too much. I mean, he could do it. It wouldn't make a difference, man. It's just a name of an ocean, like a sea, a gulf. Nobody really care.
Is it that deep?
Yeah, it's just dumb. It's just stupid. That's just a stupid thing. I mean, people can name like at this point now, everybody wants to be patriotic now. So your patriotism don't matter if you can't control the international market. So let's talk about Panama now. So the Panamanian president said, "Fuck you." he said, "We've been running this. It's our shit. If we feel like taxing you motherfuckers $1 billion to get through us, so be it. And thank you for helping us build it."
Yep.
And you know the only reason why you helped us build it because that cocaine was flowing so well that you got mad when you built it and they hiked it up and y'all went after Emmanuel real quick. You had to go get him. You had to go get Manuel real quick.
Noriega.
The real Noriega.
Had to go get the real
Noriega. You had to go get Noriega, the real Noriega, like Ray Ross said. So you went to go get Emmanuel as he was washing your drug money, sending it back to the Contras.
No.
So that's the beautiful part about what's happening now. So Panama said, if you want it, you come get it. So let's talk about Greenland. So Greenland did a an interesting thing. So, Greenland and Iceland got together. After Iceland, they citizens marched and changed their Declaration of Independence. Right?
So
When they did their Declaration of Independence, so did Greenland, because Greenland and Norway, they always beefing. Right? But Norway ain't got no money. So Greenland want to get away. So what Trump is going to propose is you can be sovereign underneath us. You know what I'm saying? The sovereign protections of seas and the whole 9 yards. So this is important to know, like maritime law, right? So you're sovereign when you want to be sovereign, but you have to control the waters around you, right? So you got two options. You can go to the United States or you can go to Russia. And Russia, like, man, we'll help you out with no strings attached. But the United States say, well, we can bring in better goods.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to the president of Green, but I doubt it. I think she'll end up going with Russia because she want the weapons, and I don't blame her. I take the weapons myself. Weapons make the world go round.
You got that right.
So when Trump was talking, like with Canada, he was just talking like it sounds great. Like, your base is like, oh yes, Greenland. I'm like, before, like, do you even know what's Greenland? Greenland isn't green, bro. It's ice.
It's ice.
It's ice, bro.
Iceland is green.
Yeah, ice. Iceland is green. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you don't know something.
What's the way you grow weed?
Yeah, like nobody really taking account of that these two names was fucked up. Like
they are.
Yeah, so you go, okay, what could we do with Greenland besides put a military base on it?
Right.
Because it's a separation from us and Russia. That's it.
That's about it.
From a military standpoint, it would be great. Because besides having the base in Alaska,
I keep forgetting I'm unmuted. But what about Canada? What about Canada now? He wants to make Canada part of the United States.
Canada said, fuck y'all. Canada said, fuck y'all, because we give y'all power.
Canada gonna say that forever.
Canada said, fuck around and find out. We will cut the power. I straight hit Google. Did Maryland get their power from Canada? Okay.
I did the same thing because it's some parts of America that really do.
Yeah. The upper states near the Middle Lakes.
Yeah.
So you talk about Michigan going black. Yeah, you talk about
Canada never gave a damn about the United States.
Yeah, no, Canada, because Canada did the smartest thing. Canada took the floor of the Niagara Falls on their side and used hydro to make fucking electricity, and said, "Well, we make too much. Now, which one of you bitches need it?"
Right.
And the United States said, "Well, why do we have to build it on the outside when we get more money for tourism?"
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the one thing about capitalism is always we want to excite and entertain people, right? So we have the entertainment part, but you go to Canada, you go to the Niagara Falls. If you've never been, you get rained on and all that goofy shit. I did that in 2012. I was young and dumb because I'm all soaking wet with this fucking poncho with this yellow hat on and shit. And they're like, "Oh, it's the best experience in the world." I'm like, "Yeah, my boxes are soggy. The fuck." I'm soaked down to my nether regions. You feel me? And I'm like, okay, there's some stupid shit, but
we got another question from the comment section. So, J-Bear said, "Do you think Trump is going to go through with this deportation in the U.S.?" From what I think I saw something. It was probably a week ago. I don't know because I probably had some pain meds in me.
I'm a motherfucker right now.
Not today. This was when this shit first happened. But I saw something where he was kind of like doubling down on how he wanted to go about doing it. It wasn't to say that he didn't, but I think the biggest piece for me, to my understanding, it wasn't that he was like, okay, we're going to deport them all. It was certain specifications that he was looking at of who he wanted to, of who was going to be deported. His thing was do it the right way. Do that make sense? What I just said?
Yeah. So this what happened. So his base thought he was going to get rid of all of these goddamn immigrants, right?
Right.
But something that we got is I think it's H-1A or something, like migrant workers that actually work and have work visas and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said it on TikTok. He said, "Well, if y'all want to do our job, we get at 5 o'clock in the morning and we go to Florida and we go into the motherfucking orange groves, and we battle with spiders and all that shit. Like people don't even know, like you have orange spiders, and they big as shit.
Fuck
Right?
all the spiders, because I don't like spiders. Period. So whoever deal with the spiders, y'all keep on dealing with the spiders. I don't want no
So,
spiders.
and this is the catch: you cannot deport people and then use prison labor. Ain't that right, Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Because prison labor just got exposed. Alabama just got exposed.
Yeah.
So they about to get sued like a motherfucker, right? So they can't afford to say get rid of the guys who actually did it. They are immigrants, right? But they're migrant workers, right?
Yeah, if you have
So
if you have your work visa, or if you have something that says that you're here to work, he like y'all good. It's like you coming under the radar, and especially like, and it's funny, and I don't know, it's probably, I know everybody gonna say it's conspiracy theory, but you know, you have so many now that's being exploited for undocumented, that's committing all of these crimes and all of these things, is setting people on fire and all of that stuff. So now you have those, and then he's specifying like this is who he wants out. But if you're working,
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is it legal or illegal to be undocumented in any country?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it illegal to be undocumented in any country?
Yes.
So what's the big fuss about him wanting people like that? Because I feel like in any other country they'll be putting people out. I think it's just how we go about it. It's Trump.
Hell no. Listen, motherfuckers, Israel will walk you outside right now, gunpoint.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You feel me? So personally, I feel like me as an American, particularly an African American, and you can even put as a woman, and they're dependent on what country you go into. If I ain't got the right paperwork, I might not make it back to the U.S. You feel me?
Right. This country is soft as hell.
So
this country is soft as hell on people like that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but this country is soft as hell.
Yeah, no, Paul, I agree. Like, so I don't see what's the big fuss. That's one of the biggest things that I can honestly say. Like, hey,
get their motherfucking ass up out of here.
We
get the
gotta
fuck
worry
up out of
about
here.
outside terrorists and inside terrorists, because that's what they call them. You feel me? Like, why not get rid of the undocumented ones? Because I feel like other countries, like Mike said, they execute you. We ain't executing people. I don't feel like our government ain't punishing people. Ain't got them in some torture room somewhere or something. You feel me? It's on TV. Y'all know. It's in the movies. It's on the shows. But
kick their ass up out of here.
No, but we've created agencies and funds for
kick their ass up out of here.
About this. I think me and Jude was talking about it before. I think what Mike, it was like, and I think we see it from a different standpoint, because they create agencies and funds for undocumented. And you know, if you've been here but for so long, you don't qualify for like a green card or anything like that, but you can still stay here. But like you said, they will allow them to get work visas. But then you have those other ones that don't have a work visa, that's under the radar, but they still have funds set aside specifically for them. And I think it's mainly in like sanctuary states or whatever, and like Maryland is considered one. So we have so many undocumented people, and it's like when we go in these meetings, it's like you can't say, oh well, they not here. Are they restricted from certain things? Technically no, because even when they be like, oh, you self-pay, it's technically not self-pay, because then it's this grant money over here that the government has set aside that's going to pay for it.
I'm gonna give you an example. So you can get a work visa in any country and you can disappear, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's how they do it here, right? So this how they first did it here. Nobody was walking across no borders. That's just a lie. Ain't nobody swimming. Ain't nobody trucking. Ain't nobody doing none of that goofy shit. What they did was they applied for the visa for 30 days, right? I'm working here for 30 days. The job loved me, right? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go. And I gotta reapply. Now, mind you, since I've been here in 30 days, I done met Boscoe, I done met Coco, I done met Jude. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning the system. You know, I'm hanging out, you know, with everybody that I need to hang out with, right? So I go, well, this is cool. I'm gonna do it for 60 days, right? Boom, I go get my 60-day visa. I'm working for the same company now, but I get to travel now. So I'm seeing New York, I'm seeing Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning like the certain spots that they say don't go to. This is the place that I've decided to move in, right? So then when the 60 day, you say I get a 90-day visa, but now I plan on staying because I got the money. I'm not sending any money back home to the family. Fuck all that. I'm here right now, and I know how the American money moves.
Mm-hmm.
So once the 90-day visa gone, before the 90-day visa's up, I quit my job.
Yep.
I just walk off. You can't stop me from walking off a job. I'm in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. But before I do it, I got to go and get my ID first, right? So I'm going to walk in. I've already got a place already. This is my work visa. I need a state ID because I need a state driver's license, right? You get some forgery papers. You say, I need a state driver's license because it's part of my job. Boom, you got your ID.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need no social security card to work. All you need is your birth certificate. But you do not need a United States birth certificate to get a job. You just need a birth certificate. So you start maneuvering. Okay, well, I don't want to work this hard. I done found out that Coco does security. Hey, girl, hook me up.
It's like I'm joking.
Right? She like, okay, Mike, you know, I mean, I know you was talking about doing something else. I know they got you out in the fields and your heart melted, you know, you being misused and you could go get this job. So boom, you plug me in, right? The company gonna hire me anyway because I'm gonna go in as Coco and them making $20-something an hour, right? They're gonna lowball the hell out of me, right? They're gonna give me $10 an hour, but I'm good with that because I already got money saved up, so I'm great with that. So when I get the $10 an hour with the job, I'm there every day. I'm snitching on everybody because I want to stay here, right? So now the company already hired me to be the snitch, right? Tell on Coco if she's late. So, you know, I'm making my little notes and shit, right? So we're not cool no more. All of a sudden we got beef and you wonder why. I mean, you got problems at your job, right? Because I'm working for the man.
Mm-hmm.
So once I get Coco fired, I get her position, right? So
I
now
don't like this narrative with my name being put.
I want you to feel the pain. That's all, just a little bit. So I go back to where I know where all the migrant workers at, and I put them on game. Look, go through me, pay me such and such. I can get your papers. This the lie. This the con that they do. Africans run it real heavy.
Yep.
Right? I can get you your papers. There's no papers. All you got to do is go in there and say, there's one little paper that say your job need a driver's license, and that will give you a temporary driver's license with the state that's on it, and you can use that to move anywhere in America. Because you ain't got to drive. You ain't never seen no migrants pull up in no Benz. Okay? They're catching the bus. Why? Because they're not trying to get a driver's license until they've been here long enough. So if they stay here for 7 years, they can get their license. Why? Because then they go to migrant churches. That's the most important thing people don't understand. If you go down to Fells Point right now, I mean, down in Hollandtown, you ain't never seen so many Spanish churches just pop up out of nowhere. It wasn't. All that shit was Polish and Irish. So how the fuck they got Saint such and such that popped up out of nowhere, and all the migrant workers, all the migrant people be there to get food every first and third of the month. Mm-hmm. We can pull up right now. They right there, sitting right there getting their food and shit because the church had put them on game. Listen, and if they look for you, you come in the sanctuary. And they Catholic, so dressing as nun and shit. Yeah. Right? So the religion keep them here too. Right? So when we go, okay, well, deport these motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck where you put them at, right? The immigrants never get dropped off in Towson. You feel me? So they never get dropped off in like Ellicott City. Now they've been dropped off in Colombia, and the Colombia people pissed. You know what I'm saying? The Colombia people was pissed. They mad as hell. Laurel, all that. They up in arms, right? Mm-hmm. But they dropped them off in PG County, and they dropped them off in Baltimore in the inner cities. You know what I'm saying? And they started giving them properties and all that. Think about this. It's the one thing you need to know what's happening in Baltimore. And I told my father, I said, yo, you realize all these smoke shops just popped up out of nowhere?
Yep.
I said,
with the hookah bars.
And they all work for the police. And people ain't kicked. My father like, what you mean? Think about it. The first thing I do when I set up the bar is I set up the cameras.
Yeah.
Well, where most of the cameras are being pointed to? The alleys, right? So you got the cameras that pointed in the alleys, the cameras that pointed to the streets. How many dumb niggas we can go up here right now on 33rd Street in Greenmount, and all them young boys sitting right in front of it?
That's how it is here too. right there in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, "Oh, somebody snitched on me." No, dude, you're on TV, homie.
If you ever go into one of them, it says it's being monitored, right? And it says on the joint that red little sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the police
Actually,
come
it
in,
says it.
yes, they automatically give the police to the what you call them. You know what I'm saying? They're giving the footage to the police.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you wondering why these Indians and all that. Well, this is what happened. It's not Indians that are working. It's not Indians that are working with the police. These people are coming from Afghanistan, bro. These are the people that we promised when they was helping us. You know what I'm saying? When they was helping us win the war, that we was gonna bring their raggedy asses over here, and that's what we did. So Pennsylvania got hit, Maryland some suckers, we got hit, and then all of a sudden, all you black motherfuckers, all of a sudden y'all like smoking dicks is what I call it, hookah and shit, y'all. All this so goofy shit. Like, what the fuck is you doing when you can just roll a blunt? We've been rolling blunts for years.
Mike, I never understood that.
Yeah, all of a sudden y'all fancy, you don't know what the fuck y'all smoking.
I never understood that.
It's just a
Hold on, repeat that. I was laughing at something else. What you had to
Yeah.
Dude, we smoke. Yeah, everybody said we smoke blunts. Niggas like
right. Y'all all of a sudden y'all got this little, y'all was so bad against bongs and shit, right? None of y'all had a bong except the really good smokers, right?
Well, I'm realizing this generation because the generation before us, they rolled the top paper.
Correct.
Yep.
Our generation rolled the blunts.
Correct.
This generation is smoking out of pipes.
No, but listen what I'm telling you. It's not really the generation. So what happens is
me too.
No, so what happened is we always as a people had a peace pipe. Your grandfather had a tobacco pipe that he stuck in, lit it and smoked. We already had one of them. All of a sudden, all you feminine motherfuckers is in clubs smoking hookah, nigga. Not only they had a case. Listen, they had a case in Wisconsin where the Indian people were not changing the hookah filters, and they all got herpes.
Oh, see, I had you guys.
So now everybody go.
Yeah.
Oh, I bring my own tips now. I bring my own tips. I'm gonna bring my own tips. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my own tips.
I don't know. Every time I've seen people go to hookah, everybody use. I don't know. That must be an Indian thing because black people don't play that. You don't put your mouth on my tip.
You get your own tip.
Everybody
got their own tip.
Oh, so this how it works. Understand what the economic value of that.
Mike, back to the bones that you're talking about. Back in 1977, I bought a water bone from J.C. Penney, downtown Asheville.
Right.
A water bone.
Right.
For weed. We smoking weed, big ass bowls on there and shit.
Right.
So so I went from the smoking the bones, then we had the bones, then we had the head shop back then, the bones, all kind of bones and stuff that we went through, all that stuff. That was in the 70s.
Right.
Then we got to the papers and stuff, like you say, the tops and all that, and the easy widers and the jokers and the papers with the paper cooking, all that good stuff. So and then come back to the pipes, through the pipes, the power hitters and all that shit. So
right.
It's been a whole thing with the weed.
Yeah.
The more weed you got back then, the more glamorous your smoking apparel apparatus would be.
Right.
So now the less weed you get, now you're getting less weed for so much more money that you can't smoke elaborate shit. Elaborate shit. So you gotta smoke out of what's this shit they got now, the little cone papers and all this shit already made up for you, all that kind of shit.
Right.
So
because they try to tell you how much weed to smoke. They try to regulate.
Listen, it was funny. Motherfucker,
I know what I had enough to not.
Hey, check this out. Check this out, Bosco. Motherfuckers used to get mad about getting shake, right? Well, I don't be fucking with that shake shit. But be smoking the shit out them young ass pre-rolls. They let them pre-rolls. Ain't no weed in that shit.
Shake and then grind it up in the grinder.
Grinder, right?
And make
Grind
it
your
shake.
weed in the grinder.
Yeah, you make it shake.
Make it shake.
Right?
Yeah.
Not only
You
that,
don't want body shake, but you want
they came around and they said, well, listen, bitches, we got some shit called pre-rolls. Well, when the fuck y'all started allowed when motherfuckers rolling weed for y'all? That y'all can't eyeball.
Right.
Y'all going ahead and get I'm gonna get the pre-roll. You don't know what the fuck you smoking.
Don't know what you're
right.
Yeah.
blowing this shit to death, right?
To be honest, nowadays you don't know what you're smoking. Period. Even
So,
with them
listen,
selling it to you, the dudes on the street was literally putting fentanyl
in the
And
weed,
on
In
it,
the weed.
which
yeah,
was which pushed more people to going to the dispensary, no matter what people say. You
Mhm.
that's
got
right.
a better chance. But then the catch to that is the government is the biggest drug dealers in the
In the
world.
world. Yep.
Oh yeah,
Biggest drug
Yep.
dealers. They say, you know what? They making so much money selling weed, like everything else. They already got the big pharma. You feel me? They is the biggest drug dealers ever. Sell you all the good stuff, and they write it for you. They got write you a prescription to get some of that stuff. You
And
feel
they
right.
me? You
encourage
feel
you
me?
to get it even if you
You
don't
feel
want it. They're
me?
like, oh, well,
Hey, you feel
we
me?
encourage you to take this script to the dispensary and get your stuff so that you can so that you can eat. And
Right.
it's like
You
somebody
feel
will be
me?
like, I
Like
don't
I'm
want it.
just saying.
And they like, that's where you need to go.
I'm just saying, so they can do the shit with the weed. They can sprinkle some shit on there. You
Hold
know,
on. So listen, listen,
I don't trust the
listen.
government. It's
So
just as
did you
At
bad
hear?
as
all.
the men.
Listen. So
I
did
mean,
you
Yep,
hear
that's
about
imagine
the?
men in the streets.
So did you
The
hear about
streets.
the guy
I ain't mean to say the
here
men.
in the
Chris, you look
dispensary
really
where he was
pretty
doing,
today.
where he was
So
doing
you
weed?
do.
I was
Look,
looking at that shit.
look,
Kind of glowing.
hey,
Okay.
I'm
look.
sorry, y'all. We had
Shit,
to
what
do
Mike?
some female
That's what we doing.
shit real quick.
Hey, it's all good,
Female.
man.
Yeah,
So,
Shit, what
Y'all
Mike?
men look
look
very
good.
handsome
so,
too.
so,
I'm
so I'm,
rubbing
so
my
I'm gonna
head.
ask them, right? It was a guy in Baltimore,
Mm-hmm.
a dispensary that was throwing weed in the trash.
What?
Right? They locked him up.
What? Say that
He should
again.
have
Google
got
it.
his ass whooped first.
No,
Wow,
no,
yeah,
no.
okay.
Oh,
See,
listen.
why was he
So
doing that?
this what he
Yeah.
did though. He couldn't say, but this is the word on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
What?
His weed was laced with tranquilizer. And
Oh.
they lace tranquilizer with weed in Philadelphia, in
Oh
Pennsylvania.
I
no.
That's
heard
what,
about that. That's why they was around walking around eating people and stuff.
yeah. So
Yeah,
they
I
get,
heard
so they
about
get,
that.
so yeah,
But you know,
so
they
they
want it
lace.
like that so they can eat each other. And I was like, why is
So
y'all
yeah,
being like
so
the Walking Dead?
yeah, so
Look,
he was like, so he started throwing he threw his weed in the trash, and they found out and locked him up.
Yeah, see,
Damn.
look, this is my thing. That's because people like to be weed hoppers. You feel me?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I even like all my years of taking medication. I ain't never hopped from doctor to doctor. You know, I'm usually loyal to my PCP.
Yep.
right.
hey, no.
I'm usually loyal to my PCP. You feel me? All I'm saying is, you know, you build that relationship with them. But I do that with everywhere I go, even the place I go to go get my
Your
my
prescription
my
pills.
my my prescription pills. You right. I've
Your
got a
prescription pills.
relationship with them. I can walk in there, they straight grab. I gotta tell them if that ain't what I came in there for. They gotta be like, no, I ain't getting that today. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? They
Yeah.
straight. How many? One, two, three? No, no. Oh, I ain't getting that today. But yeah, can I get You gotta build that relationship with them people. People like to jump around. When you like to taste, like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people always tell me, like, oh, you come to this doctor's office. And I be like, nah, I go here. You feel me? I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
everybody in there. I walk in, they be, hey, what's up? You feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so, and I do that for also insurance purposes on my
Mm-hmm.
life.
Yeah.
Everybody that's important to me know exactly where I go to get my shit. So y'all
Mm-hmm.
know exactly who to sue if something was to fucking happen to me.
Yep.
And the
Exactly.
government gave it to me. So sue
Yep.
well. Give it
That's
to
why I
me
do it
well.
one and one only.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Go one.
But
Build your
that's even true. I
build
tell
your
my kids the
relationship
same
there.
thing. Go to the same pharmacy you always go to. Don't do
Mm-hmm.
that. But even still, like, but they go to the legal ones now, and I'm like, which is good because I started getting scared. Where I work, so I would see some stuff and hear certain stories, and I had to sit mine down. Like, look, they playing with y'all. And everything ain't always loud, everything ain't always what it is, and you mess around and get a habit that you don't want or smoke something and you can't wake up from. So you gotta
Speaking
move,
of that,
you
yeah.
gotta move differently because a lot of times they want you to come back to them. So they are lacing it with certain stuff. And think about how many people actually want the fentanyl and all of these different additives in their prescription.
Right. So to listen. So a guy died a couple last year bagging up some fentanyl in Baltimore. They found him dead. Right.
Mhm.
So I'm talking about he was still bagging, my G. Like He still had the gloves on. Well,
I think
no, he
I
didn't
seen
have
that
gloves on. He
story.
still had the he still had the bag of fentanyl sitting next to him. They thought he was asleep, right? So this is what the economy is going to, right? So weed has now been a deterrent, right? A lot of people started smoking weed, but a lot of older guys stopped smoking weed. They don't trust the government, so they got away from the weed. So this is where all the conscious minded thinking 50-year-olds and 60-year-olds are coming from, because now they're not high anymore, right? And so when you get to talking to an older guy that you knew that used to blow and he don't blow, and all of a sudden he talking, knowledge born shit, and you just sitting there like,
Yeah,
what?
like Jude today.
And he's like,
He's
like, because he's not getting high anymore, so he pick up a paper. He done missed like 50 years worth of shit, so he got to tell everybody, right? So these are the older gentlemen that's out here now, the conscious born, the guys all of a sudden sound like Dr. Umar and shit. They ain't getting high no more.
Yeah, I'm
High
gonna tell y'all the
phases.
story at the mic finish.
I mean, he right. He
They
right
need to
though.
find them to build some fires or something. They need to find a better supplier.
It fucking it gets me. You feel me? Because
Dr.
it's just
Umar.
like, listen, y'all know y'all my guys right here. So listen, if it don't apply, let it fly. But it ain't nothing like a motherfucker, especially a man who changed his fucking life. That guy was on fucking Facebook talking about, why all these pictures of women, was this great. This girl, the girl made a post like, people want to know why I'm not outside or what I'm not doing, why I'm not in the mix. And she had like her blunt tray, when she like, I be in here minding my business. Dude, like, this is unattractive. Because I stopped smoking, I realized, women that smoke are unattractive and, this is ugly and she gonna get skinny. Nigga, you don't always get skinny because you smoke weed.
Officer weed. If anything, you gonna have a weight problem.
I'm trying to tell you.
You feel me? He talking about I
no.
was skinny, this, that. But you out here, you look like you 50. You got all these chains around your neck, like you in what's the show with Gold Fever? Gold Fever.
Oh, you talking about gold member of the violence?
You feeling like Gen Z, and you coming for women to smoke, man. Like it ain't even that deep. It's a herb.
Who is this dude?
Some dude that was on Facebook. I don't even know who he was, man.
Hey, listen.
You see all
You ever get so mad? Oh, you call me? I just call me and I said, at least she in the house.
You know what? Smoke. Shit, you find me someone who got real skinny smoking weed. I don't know any people who got skinny smoking weed.
Because the way that anything, it enhances your appetite, especially some good meat. You're gonna be mellow. You're gonna want a real fancy conversation. You're gonna want that chocolate food.
Shit, I've been sick and I've been smoking and I've been eating and I haven't lost no weight. So I'm all right.
If she's if she's in the house rolling her little blunt in the house, and I know she's in the house, I'm cool with that.
Right.
I'm cool with being in the house. I'm like, okay.
But she like, I'm a homebody. You straight tried trash.
You stay right there. You doing great. Yeah, I'm like, hell yeah.
So all right, so let me tell you what happens, right? So this what happens with social media, right? So there's a lot of people that went to DEC classes, right? Very remedial classes, right?
What?
So now we're all forced to interact with these motherfuckers, right? And the weirdest thing about the remedial cast they're laser focused, right? They're not autistic because autistic kids are brilliant, right?
Yeah.
These are the remedial niggas. These are the niggas who all of a sudden they stop paying for the coochie, so now all the 304s is bad. Right, they stop smoking weed, so all the girls who smoke weed is bad, right?
Yeah,
the fat girl that he used to like, that only was gonna give him some, you know what I'm saying? He done went to the gym, found some steroids, he big bulky, so now the fat girls is bad, right? This is how this works, right?
Yep.
They got all the retarded people and all the normal people on social media, but the most vocal, the most animated, the most redundant are the guys who you had to see in the lunchroom and to get in the line in order to try they see. So now and we all mixed and mingled together, so we don't know the difference. So the guys who are intelligent, they call us arrogant, bragging, we jerks, we misogynists, right?
All that stuff.
Because the retarded dude has figured it out, right?
Finally.
He said in school they didn't like me because I used to eat crayons. I don't do that no more.
Especially the red
right?
ones, yeah.
I found an easy job. I'm getting some money, right? I'm not, and you know it. You know it's the ones who you seen that you walk past, right? And then there's the ex-fat guys, right? So the ex-fat, they super aggressive now.
Hold on, real quick. I need everybody to look at the private chat because I need that question answered.
The private chat?
But you can keep talking, Mike. I'm sorry.
I'm blaming the women for this.
So
I'm a man right now with this.
So I can't see it. Hold on, let me see. All right, so now you got the retarded.
Yeah.
Look, so now you got the retarded people. Right.
Where was I? Because I missed that.
I didn't see. Oh, what's the question?
Don't read it out loud.
I was. Oh
no.
Even the one that you.
I didn't talk about that at all.
No. I didn't think so. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't talk about any of that. Like,
so I don't know where that came from. Okay.
Somebody lost. So, good luck in watching the show. That's weird.
The only thing we mentioned about that was that brief thing about Kamala. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. That's the only thing
that was like what, 2 seconds?
Yeah, we ain't spent no time with that one. Yeah, when she went to Africa and whatnot.
That was it.
Oh, okay.
That's all we spoke about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't want to.
I responded.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't know what that was about. I got to start watching the board. You know what I'm saying?
I know you are.
Yeah, I don't be caring about that shit, man. Well, everybody get offended. Everybody's so sensitive about facts.
Okay, speaking of being offended, right? The lady, Jude had made me aware of this one. The lady that the young lady that had to apologize to the church for being pregnant at the age of 17. Everybody. Okay, so I looked at that and I was appalled. And not only that, what was even more sickening. Let me take that back. What was even more disturbing to me was the mother response that she stood with her pastor. So the other piece that made me look some type of way was like, okay, where's the father at? Like, he in the congregation. So both of them didn't have to apologize to the congregation. You're just going to put sole responsibility on this young girl. Embarrassed. That's embarrassing. Number one. And first of all, this is supposed to be a place where she seeks comfort and guidance, not to be insulted. What's your take on that?
I want to offend nobody. I'll let y'all go first.
Oh, I keep 100. The church has the most judgmental people on the planet. They're the most judgmental people on the planet. They swear to this, they swear to that, They're the most judgmental people. They will put you. That's why I left Christianity, because all I seen was people judging and this and that. You're supposed to go to church and feel like church is a refuge. When you find out church is not a refuge, they talk more about you in church than they do outside. They make you and I'm just keeping it. Oh, you don't like it? No, there's a lot of Christians I love, but I do not mess with the church.
All right, so let me tell you what happens. So when I seen it, and the parents were like, "Bitch made," I realized what it is. So
yeah.
The church allows you to participate in popularity contests, right?
Mm-hmm. Who is Honeybee? I like this person.
That's my homegirl. Yeah, that's my homegirl.
Okay.
So the church allow you to participate in popular stuff. We talked about this when we talked about Coco getting all dressed up and being in the usher board and all that, right?
Yes, because I had my lace socks on with my little penny loafers, and then I had my little lace thing because my mother was down, she pinned it down with my little bows. You couldn't tell me I wasn't the most fly usher on the usher board back then. So yes, give me my props on how I carried it and how I stomped through that church.
So now let's listen to what the church has. So the church always have an inner circle, right? Mm-hmm. If it's a guy, he got a group of guys that he hang with, right? Most guys want to be in that inner circle because that means that, you know, who's ever running the inner circle, they actually notice you, right? Women are the same way because we are social butterflies. So the first lady got their crew, and if you can get in with that, then you're fine. You knew that when they literally embarrassed the girl for being what she is, a girl. That falls back on the parents too, because she's only 17, which means you're in your due diligence of watching, preparing, educating, or understanding exactly what was going on. Then you had you had an obligation, whether to show her how to use the plan B or get an abortion. Like you have to be as a parent, and I tell this to all the people all the time, oh my God, abortion is wrong. As a parent, a 17-year-old is not ready to raise a child.
Nope.
Right? As a parent, you know that because you've had kids already, right? So if you was a young mother, you know it's hard. If you were a single mother, single father, it's hard. When you had a kid before the age of 25, it was hard, right? Because the one thing you have to understand is that you still have to go out, graduate from college. You still have to go out, get some money. You got to go out and figure out how you're going to support this baby, right? The parents would mess me up. The parents didn't come together and was like, well, we got you, right? They didn't say that they didn't, none of that. They hung on to their popularity and they wanted to be within their social circles, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get involved in church where your social statuses matter, your logic is not logical because you're saying, okay, well, you have to do this to make us look good, right?
Hold on real quick. So Wendy says the church pastors and members shouldn't be examples. Christ should be. That's why we be so struck when something goes wrong in the church. I agree and I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with that because the pastor is the representation
Represents the
of the
church. Yeah.
church. He sets the
Yeah.
example for the church. He's the leader of that church. When you join a church, you are following the leader because he's giving you the word and he's giving you the guidance that you're supposed to have. And when that is not done, and when you start judging, because even in the book that all religions teach from, clearly states thou shalt not judge. And you set that girl up on that pulpit in front of that little congregation to be judged.
Yeah, can I say something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, a whole bunch of things was wrong. I grew up in the church. I left the church because I don't like the thing. My uncle was a pastor. My mother was the lead choir person. My father was a deacon. He left the church. My mother left the church. Like everybody left the church because the church it can be a bunch of corruption. You feel me? But that's not necessarily every church. Everybody in the church isn't bad. But the main thing, two things that I noticed went wrong with that, and I ain't too religious. I want to say this before I say. A lot of people make it seem like you gotta go to that church to have your faith, but you don't. A lot of sinning going on in there. One of the main points was say you got in the Bible somewhere say something along the lines. If you know the scripture, then you can put the scripture in there. But I'm gonna dumb it down. You gotta watch the person that you're getting the word from, because you can
False
be receiving the
prophets.
wrong word. And
Yeah,
when you
false
go
prophets.
into the false prophets, you feel me? So when
Book
you
of
go
Exodus.
when you go into houses like that, because that false prophet did not make that young lady ask the Lord for forgiveness, which is the second point I wanted to make. He made ask the people, and we ain't posed with the great Dr. Machiavelli say, only God can judge me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yep.
He's the only person you have to ask you. You get up there and you read scripture and you teach your church that, but you made her alone. I ain't even, I'm not even shocked that it was only the female that got shamed, because that's the stuff we talk about a lot, about
A lot.
how black women are put out there, and it's sad that that young lady had to go through that. But for you to be a pastor of a church, sit up there and make her and apologize to the people, she not the Lord. Then you went on about a baby shower. Baby, I throw her a baby shower. So many
Yeah.
people came to her aid. The mother didn't want the help, but it also hurt to see so many other black women in that church, and not one person got up and consoled that young lady when she started crying. I
Yeah.
did read through the
And then they
comments, and somebody said
condemned
the
the
man got
public
kicked out for standing up.
But then when you have people who actually watched the video and felt some type of way and wanted to help her, granted, she's not the first nor the last young lady that probably had a child at a young age. And many of our ancestors then had children at a young age, 13, 14, and all of that good stuff. There was a
Or
pull,
childbearing age.
especially from our community of women, older women that wanted to support her and show her that, you know what I mean, it's gonna be okay, and like it was just wrong. Do you know they condemn the public for being compassionate? You
That's how
the
it
feeling
is.
that you're supposed to have
That's how it
when
is.
that's in your heart is compassion.
Hey,
Okay, so
But
my
I'm gonna tell
question,
you what. Hold on. Let me. Can I speak on what Mike said about the young girls having babies and stuff? Because see, I've been there. I lived there with my sisters, and our parents were deceased. So my older sister got pregnant with my nephew at 13. We was raised by our grandparents. My grandparents ran a liquor house. So really, they wasn't paying too much attention to what the hell was going on with my sister. You see what I'm saying? But she got pregnant when she was 13. And it wasn't by no 13 or 14 or 15-year-old boy. It was by a
grown
grown
up.
ass man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My little sister got pregnant when she was 15. Again, it wasn't by no 15, 16, 17-year-old boy. Again, grown ass men. So I'm saying my sisters got pregnant young, and I watched them grow with their kids. They didn't get on no welfare, none of that shit. They worked and went to school and all that shit. They got on their jobs. So I mean, you gotta realize circumstances for people are different, and times are different now. But back then, when our young girls got pregnant, because all the young girls that was getting pregnant back then, you gotta realize all the young girls getting pregnant, they
My
wasn't
old
getting
guy.
pregnant by young boys.
Yeah.
They wasn't getting
uh,
pregnant by young boys.
I got a question. Actually,
But all these,
I got a
go
comment.
Well,
ahead, go ahead.
I was going to
We
answer
said about
I was going
the
to answer
pastor.
what Colum said. I was going to answer what the lady was talking about the church and who she
Well, see,
followed.
that's what I'm gonna say too. Let me say
All
this
right,
right
go
quick.
ahead. I'm with
My
you.
thing is like, okay, if okay, Christ, the word of Christ is what matters. You don't follow the pastor, then why go to church? Just do it at home. If you're not following the pastor, because
Hey, family,
who leads the people to that church? Do you just wait and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to this church," and you go to listen to the pastor preach the word of Christ, right? Okay. But if you don't listen to the pastor, what's the purpose of going to church? You can do that at home. You can open your Bible, have your own church. You don't have to go to the house. My thing is, the pastor is human, but he is he represents the church.
Representation.
He
The
represents the church.
representation.
And like if I'm going to go to church, that's the person who's going to bring me to that church. I want to hear if he's saying resonates with me. I'll say, okay, this guy, I'm feeling this guy. I'm gonna go see what he's talking about. Because like I said, I'm not a Christian. I left Christianity years ago, like 20-something years ago. I left long in the 90s. But when I did go, it was the voice of the person who's speaking that got me to come to that church. That's what got me, him. Now, and I stayed loyal to his church because he preached straight from the Bible. But like I said, with the pastor today, and I'm saying to the congregation too, I'm unfiltered, so I'm gonna keep 100. The thing with the people, with the parishioners, they back their pastor. So with that girl, what she went through was dead ass wrong. For one thing, she shouldn't have been put in that position in the first place. They should have showed her some compassion, because that's why she's there.
Well,
They
that's
shouldn't
what
have
she
been.
just said. She just said God wasn't present in that church or in that
Well,
moment.
hold on.
So
So
she
let me
Yeah,
did.
that's
But
what I'm
but
saying.
but how do we?
Like,
But how do we know God's not? If God is omniscient everywhere,
he's everywhere.
How is he not in that church?
Right.
Because
He's
God is
that
definitely
everywhere,
was
right?
nothing but the devil. If that was well, you know what? In the old Revelations, he was not so forgiving God. So I mean,
No, he
that could have
wasn't.
been that could have been the old Revelations God up in
So
that
all right.
church.
So let me.
You
All right,
know
so
what I'm
let
saying?
me. Let me interject. So
Hold on, Mike. Before you
I'm
interject, real quick, before you interject. So this comment, I kind of do like, and I just want to do like one quick little thing. She said, you don't have to attend church. You praise God and read the
I was
word
gonna say
anywhere.
that. Mhm.
Again, any
I
Yeah.
pastor
agree. I agree.
isn't my example. I do agree with that. That's why I
Right.
said
Yeah.
you gotta read her full context. I get where she's coming from and what she's speaking on, but Wendy, we're not like attacking what you say. It's just that
No.
I think a lot of times, not saying you, but there are a lot of people in the church setting that think because if you don't go to church or when you're in this one, that you got to do what, you're supposed to be a certain way. And you're not supposed to have this, that, and the third. And then people think that if you don't go to church, you don't believe in God or you live just a life of sin and you just don't have a faith. And that's not true.
Yeah, that
That's
ain't true,
that's
man.
what they were saying.
I
And
don't
like
go to church.
everybody can have a different experience when it comes to the church. Like I was brought up in the church, and I told y'all I loved church when I was younger. But as I got older,
Now,
and it's a difference when you have certain morals and beliefs of religion that's instilled in you, and when you go from knowing what God embodies within you, that's different. And when you don't get that, like I said, for me, if I'm not fulfilled, I can't leave. I'm not gonna sit up here and say, "Oh, I'm gonna just sit in this church every day, listen to you, and I'm knowing you some shit." I'm
I look at
knowing
church because I can't never get
I
straight up
can't do
answers to
that.
any
My
pastor.
spirit will not allow me, and that's
Right.
one of the reasons I walked away because I'm looking at how what was supposed to be a guide was maneuvering. It's no way in the world because that's where people get stuff all janky. And I get it. Yes, people are human, but people also that's like telling a doctor you want into a doctor's office and you sick, and the doctor saying, "Well, I'm only human. I ain't gonna treat you." The fuck you mean? You took the oath to treat me.
All right, so
You know
let me
what
get
I mean?
into
The same way, this man took an oath to give the word, and he's supposed to, lead his life a certain way.
Yeah.
It,
I
it,
said,
it ain't
I
about
wish a doctor would say that to me. I knock his ass out.
hold on. But no, hold on. But then the other piece is it. She said go to another church. Maybe some of us don't choose not to, because sometimes when certain things leave a bad taste in your mouth of anything,
your church hurt.
sometimes you
Yeah.
feel fulfilled. And like I said, I can open up the Bible, I can pray, and I can talk to God on my own time, and still be more connected than ever. So a person's
Amen.
faith should never be questioned because they don't go into a church. Not saying that you do it, but I'm just saying, that be tripping me out sometimes.
Happy be in school. Can I get in?
I'm
So
sorry,
listen.
go ahead, Mike.
Oh, listen. I knew y'all was
go
gonna
ahead,
go.
Pastor
I knew y'all
Mike.
was gonna go dumb left. Like y'all was gonna
I
go.
did.
Y'all went dumb.
I went left.
No. Y'all just went in. So okay. So I trained to be a pastor at 9.
Now what? Me and Mike
And,
are connected, man.
Yeah, and I went to
Mike, you have been everything. What the
I know.
fuck
My
happened
mom.
to me?
Right. So my mother used to work for the Maryland Bible Society. I read every Bible that was ever written. There's on East Franklin Street. It no longer exists, but this lady used to go to every church. And I grew up Baptist in South Carolina. So my grandmother thought there was a devil in me, so she dragged me to church. She probably was right. But I got into the books, right? So you get into the books, the Old Testament. So being that my mother worked at the Maryland Bible Society, they used to come up with comic books of each book. I got them still, right? So I used to go grab them, and I used to, go in, right? So then I realized like 2 to 3 things, right, about each book of the Old Testament, where God was, supposed to be an unforgiving God, an unwavering God. You could talk to him directly. And then when we got to the New Testament, nobody could actually talk to him. I think the only last person that, actually seen him that wasn't a follower was Paul. What was John? No, John was an apostle, so Paul, right? Paul was the last original person to ever see him, right?
Paul wasn't the apostle. Paul, he was the
No. So when I got into the Bible, the one thing I learned in churches never talk about is Revelations, right? This is the biggest thing that got me, right? You go to church, I know every story. We can talk about Moses, we can talk about Ruth, we can talk about Elijah, we can talk about Ezekiel, Saul.
When I did, I know Pastor Gilliard used to talk about the Book of Revelation.
So when you talk about the Book of Revelations, he talk about the God is within you. You don't need to go to a church. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing they lose is members. They never talk about the 7 churches, the lights, none of that, right? What God said, well, the church is you, right? This is my thing about what they did to this girl, and I ain't harping on religion because I don't care.
Hold on, wait. You can't. Hold up, Wendy. You can't. Wendy, I need you to come up.
Let me finish.
No, because that confused me. She said. She said. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I read the comment wrong.
Yeah, let me see it. All right, so let me finish shooting from the hip. All right.
Oh, hurry up.
So I was Baptist. I studied with the Mormons. I studied with the Hebrews. I was Muslim until I was 33 years old. I was Muslim when I was like 14. Right. And I went to Islam because I needed the answers. Right. And Islam gave me the answers. And then I realized I don't need Islam because I'm not scared of going to hell, and I'm not scared of no jinn, and I don't give a fuck as long as I am who I am. Truly, I'm good with the outcome that the world is definitely going to give me. And when I die, I still got questions for God.
Me and Mike walking the same path.
Yeah, the only person that ever, the only person that ever asked God anything was Enoch, and I want to walk like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I go back to this current event that has really nothing to do with religion, because if we did, remember the religion is duality, right? This is what most people forget about church. The religion is duality, right? So you have a woman apologizing, but not the man seen, and you know why the man wasn't seen?
Mm-hmm.
The man was older than her.
Yep. The
man had some status in that church. Because if you take two teenagers and you say, listen, this is what y'all have done wrong, y'all need to apologize. Both of them should be present, right? So they can both understand what they did wrong.
Are we back to the video?
Yeah, we're back to the video.
Okay.
So when people get to talking about they go in religion, confusion, and all that, y'all miss the whole big picture. They only chastise the woman. Where's the man?
Yeah.
Right? And then you realize, and then if you look at the video, the parents are on QT, right? Which means that she dates somebody who was older than her in the church that either related to the pastor or the first lady, because they did not bring him to the forefront.
Nope.
Think about it. If you ever been in the church and you've been one of the cool guys, I've been always one of the cool guys in church. I knew the scripture. You couldn't tell me shit. I even hosted Sunday school, right? So I found out what it was. Like, the pastor's son is a whole bitch, but he get the fuck whoever he want. And we trying to figure out what the hell, why the pastor not saying nothing, because I got to go to the abstinence class and this promise ring bullshit he tried to push up on me. I'm like, oh, I'm good, brother. I'm not doing that. What about? And I got because I said, because I asked. This is what I asked. I said, yo, nigga, if your son, and you know your son is in here rocking and rolling these chicks, but you got what you call young man's night, and this nigga not present.
But Mike, like, we learned this best from, I ain't trying to offend nobody, but the Catholics. We learned this best from the Catholics. Don't nobody cover nothing up better than the church.
That right.
They come more for the gay community, but does the most gayest pedophile thing in the church you could do to a person.
A child.
But yet preach. You feel me? I'm not even gonna go there, but
I'm gonna finish what you. I'm gonna finish what you gonna say. Hold on, Mike. Let me expound on the Jude. No, I have to.
No, you don't.
I do. I have to. You know why I have to? You know why I have to? Because it goes back. It goes back to the abominations. They always say, listen. I am not homosexual. However, they always say being homosexual is an abomination, but there's also 24 other abominations that nobody in that Bible wants to speak about. I'm coming in the defense of the LGBTQ. There's 25 abominations, but for some reason, they only see one.
But do you know why?
Only one.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because it allows you to tell a story that can be regurgitated to kids. Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So this is how the propaganda in church works. So listen, this go back to, think about this. There's what you're supposed to be. If you want to know what your responsibilities is on earth, there's the 90-second song. All you Bible thumping people out here, read the 90-second song.
They won't read that one, Mike.
It will explain what your job is. It goes
They
like
won't do
this.
it.
God says, I stand in the congregation of gods, and I ask them, why have y'all judged the unjust and catered to the wickedness?
Did not
That's
say
what
ye
he
are
asked.
gods.
Man.
Did not
He
say ye are
said,
gods.
I say, ye are gods, children of the Most High, but will die like mere princes.
Yep.
Why
Say it
have y'all
again.
not? Why have you not protected the homeless and the widows? Right? God tells you what your role is in the 92nd Psalm. He doesn't say if they gay. He doesn't mention that.
Nope.
He doesn't say if they white, black, yellow. He doesn't say any of that. He says this is your job, and that's why the earth's foundation is all crooked. That's what I know, because my brother had it tatted on his back, because we wanted answers from a preacher who said, I asked him, if I am a God, why must I listen to you? And guess what he told me? He says, Mike, you're not a God. I said in the 92nd Psalm, God says, I am a God,
Calls us
and he gave me what
gods.
my responsibility
Yes, because
was
I know I'm a goddess.
to
Let
this
me
earth,
tell you,
right?
I know I'm a goddess. I
So,
feel it in my spirit.
so what happens is that no one goes into that psalm, because then you cannot pass judgment, because he does not say that. He says, I'm judging y'all.
Right.
God say, I'm judging y'all. Why haven't y'all done this? Right? So when that girl stood up and they forced that girl to talk, where's the other person that has created this so-called wickedness, right? That everybody's just so against. Because in the psalm, it tells you flat out, you're supposed to protect the children,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
the widows, and the orphans.
Yep.
So your job is
That's
to
your
bring,
duty.
yeah, that's what your job
That's
is.
your duty.
So you're supposed to be able to say, she done something wrong, but it takes two to tango. I guarantee you someone's going to do some investigating, and I guarantee he's related to the pastor.
Or somewhere along the lines.
Yeah,
Right?
because it's easy to vilify a woman, because there is no real women movement, right? It sounds good, right? I told you this a couple
I'm gonna start
shows
one.
ago,
Like
until I found out this thing called Cooking with Kaya, and these girls went, all these ladies mad at this young girl
yeah,
for
'cause it's a
twerking
hate
and cooking, right?
Right. And that's what she does.
So what I'm saying is that
it's such a hate culture.
so what I'm saying is that the man should have to apologize to the church as well. Because they made her, they didn't ask her to repent to God. You can repent to God in your house. I do it all the time. Like, I done punch a nigga in the mouth, or I feel sorry about how I feel, and if I should make it to hell for fucking him up, I'm fine with that too.
Right.
Right? But I understand that, yo, I'm not the one to be beating around the bush. If my daughter go out and she's smashing, well, somebody has to be doing the smashing.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't get pregnant. This not like married, bro. Yeah, I mean, you can't convince me now in this day and age with technology that God got her pregnant, because if so, then they should have shut the fuck up. They knew exactly who that man is. And the only person they could vilify and get to be embarrassed and to put her on a pedestal and to show how the church feel about young people are black women. Because they never do it with a white woman. The show that was created, this all you motherfuckers.
So who is the church to sit in judgment of anybody? Who are they to sit up in church in judgment of anybody?
That's what they do.
They never.
I'm saying, why should she have to repent to the church people in the church? I was reading something Wendy was saying, and I was trying to kind of like asking that question.
Yeah, so
but why should she have to repent him? Anybody? Why should anybody have to go in front of the congregation in church, whatever or not, and repent?
I don't think we're saying that she had to.
No. I'm gonna tell you.
No.
The Catholic Church has made it where you can go in and tell your sins to a man, and he says, God forgive you. Ain't nowhere in the Bible where the fuck it say that at. There's nowhere in the Bible where I can look at Paul and say, Paul, you was a fucked up individual. God say he forgive you. My nigga, when you die, and I should get there, whether you in hell or not, we're going to join each other. I might smoke some weed with you when I get down there, because my lungs will be good. But you don't know where the fuck you're going to end up at. Nobody has ever came back.
You don't.
Well, I know definitely he going to pull me to the side and have a long conversation with me. As soon as I get to the gate, he going to be like,
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm gonna suggest that y'all do this
One
all
thing
year.
for certain,
If
everybody gonna
anybody
hit the
tell
ground
me
once you
I'm
get
going to
cremated.
hell, let a motherfucker tell me I'm going to hell. I'm
Well,
gonna
I
say,
believe in
how
reincarnation,
you gonna
so
feel if you
I know I'm
Everybody
coming
going
back.
in the ground.
As a bird.
Yeah, so
Once you get cremated, and something, everybody going in the ground.
yeah,
So everybody,
so this how I feel
that's 6
about
people going down.
So I don't
crazy.
condemn church people
Hell
because
could be up.
I got a whole bunch of pastors and stuff in my, I got a whole bunch of Freemasons in my family, so I deal with the word more than anybody. But
I am.
But what I say, right, and how I do, right, is I've learned that whatever you do is always for a show.
Mhm.
Okay, it's always for a show. It's never like, damn, yo, you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let me holler at you real quick on some street shit. Yo, this what we need to talk about. No, man, this girl was messing with somebody else who was definitely above her age range.
Mm-hmm.
You know what though,
Right?
Mike? I don't like the fact I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, go
I
ahead.
don't like this. All right, I've been saying, all right, this one situation, but lately on like these little on Twitter, TikToks, on some of these little crime shows and stuff that I be watching. All right, black women. Let me talk to us real quick.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what this war is that the mothers got with
Can
the
the
daughters.
men's mute? Can the men's is mute?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, see, we
Men's is
don't.
mute
The
also.
difference between us
Every
and y'all,
time
we'll listen. Y'all
wanna
don't
talk to
listen.
the women's,
Listen,
every time she want to talk to the women's, the men's is
It's the other way around.
coming in. So mute
listen,
yourself.
listen. I
Go,
think we
go
did what we
ahead,
said.
Jude. We're gonna show her that we don't say nothing. Go ahead.
I feel like that. I don't know what this war is. Like it seemed like a lot of mothers are selling their daughters' souls, but it's been going on forever. And I can't speak for no other race, but it's heavy with us.
Mhm.
Let's talk about that real quick. That mother sold that little girl's soul. Cause I think about me at 17. If we was in church, my mother most definitely would have tore the church down. When we first went to the church, the acts, I'm 17, I'm pregnant. You feel me? My mother would have tore the church down. You feel me? We probably would have been on the news in a different way. It wouldn't have made it. Social media was around, baby. It would have been different. I'm thinking about my aunties would have stood up for me.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody stood up for that little girl. For real, I see that. Don't get me wrong. I love the way everybody in them comments, every people was pouring out. I seen the women asking her mother, but for her mother to come and be like, I stand behind my pastor. But that ain't the only story. And I'm hearing stuff, even like personally within my own. I've been hearing it over time. You feel me? Like these mothers selling their daughter's soul to these older men. They hiding it. The men get the safe fate, and then the women get the total bad rap. You feel me?
Mhm.
Let me just make something very clear. Childbearing age is like 15.
Yep.
That's why
No.
older men like younger, but probably a little younger, because it's a story that's going around about a girl, a black woman that was her mother gave her away because she was pregnant by an older man. She was 9. She had just turned 10.
I'm
Well, she
laughing at
was
Mike.
10. She had the baby when she was 11. She got married when she was 11. Had the baby when she was 10. You feel me? And all this
Yeah.
stuff, she didn't know why, but that's not the first time I heard a story like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying it don't happen in other places. I'm just saying, like, it's a lot of that going on in our community. And that was just a prime example of it. And then I had a church attached to it. You feel me? Like, not one black woman stood up for that little girl. Not even her own mama. And then I think about where at 17, I wouldn't even allow the pastor. Man, I'd have got her down there, you know. I'd have been like, man, F this church, F the
Yeah.
pastor, this
Yeah.
my baby daddy.
We just
You
cut that
feel me?
church
I ain't
off.
even gonna lie, man. They either threw me out the church. I'd have got
Mhm.
put out the church, pregnant and all. I would
Yeah.
not
I'd have
allow
took
nobody to embark
my
that
child.
the type of mind control, the type of manipulation, the type of influence you had to have had, the brainwashing they had to do. And some of these younger, I don't even see a lot of these little girls from books. I can see a young 17-year-old girl from Baltimore up there, her mama getting her mentally to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. But again, I think it goes back to the manipulation that's why I say certain representations, no matter what it is, it's not even just the church. They have a certain they're held to a certain standard where people think, oh, this is how it's supposed to go. I have to look because you have a lot of people that attend different entities, I'm gonna say, who feel like this is how it's supposed to be. They are not wrong. They are right because this is what they feel like they are taught to do. And then a lot of these people in these positions do use manipulative tactics on people when they feel like they're vulnerable and weak. And unfortunately, it does happen in these communities. But what I agree with you, what I did love was I seen an outpour of black women was like, what's the registry? What's going on with her? Or I'll come get her myself. This is that and the third. So I do think there is a shift where you do see more black women coming to each other in support. And then you have some that say, no, we know which ones we gonna sit out. And you see a lot of times where we would be up in an uproar, they like, no, sis, this ain't our fight. We gonna sit this one down. We're going back. So
Man.
it's a slow shift, but a needed shift. But it does happen a lot where as though, and it's a sad truth when they say black people just love the black church and love it, and unfortunately, it
Mhm.
has that what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? It has that I
Uh,
can't think.
I mean, it has a community feel.
Yeah, no, not even community, but it has that that reputation. And that we have that reputation, like we just can't go against the church, even if we know deep down this is
Mhm.
not right. And unfortunately, it is cultural because, like you said, most Baltimore mothers would never. You get what I'm saying? But then, depending on certain where you from, some places they really would, and we looking at them like, do you need to be shaken a little bit? So I
It's
think
just it's heartbreaking, man.
it
It's
is.
So,
heartbreaking.
hey, can I chime in? So, the
Yeah,
most
please.
important shit was Precious, but
Yeah.
the most detrimental shit was Hidden Colors. I mean, I'm no, no, no,
Mhm.
no, not Hidden Colors for Color Girls,
The
right?
Color Girls. No, that was
So it's
actually
one part. So one part of the movie, I never forget. My brother can't watch it. The guy who just raping everybody, right? So I know a girl that been raped by her uncle, generational rape, right? We just recently found out. So she just found out that she got touched. Her cousins before her got touched. Her cousins before her got touched, and grandma's protected him, right?
Mhm.
When my son's mother once told me, like, "Oh yeah, this is what are we talking about?"
Because she been giving some good comments. I just want to read Kara comment because it goes back to the woman's conversation that Jude wanted to have.
I was
So
about
Kara,
to test her.
oh, Kara has said for some reason, let me address what you're addressing. So Kara said, you got to read the comment and let me know that
I
this is what
read it.
you're doing.
I
You
read it. Yeah, I
know,
read it.
your supporters
My
said
bad.
for being conversational starters.
Oh, like,
So
go ahead.
what Kara, hey Kara girl, what you had said was for
Kira.
some reason, a lot of women these days, especially black women, are filled with jealousy and sadly towards their very own daughters who may be on a better trajectory than they were at their young age, or even as simple as being more beautiful than them. I
Yeah.
definitely agree. And I think a lot of us, I'm gonna say us because I'm a black woman, I'm a black mother, and unfortunately, we all in the
Thought you was Chinese.
Right, exactly.
yeah, I'm
Man,
blazing. Oh, okay, well, I'm Chinese. So listen,
Filipino. Damn it.
100% Nick. That's it.
no, but I do think a lot of times you do see a lot of us try to live through our children or the things that we wish we would have done or we wanted to do. You either it's two sides of the spectrum. You had the ones that's jealous, and you had the ones that try to lead their child's life instead of letting their child have their own personality and their own true self and their own being. They want them to be what they wish they could have been. So they kind of force them into particular lifestyles and ways of being.
Grooming.
because because that's how they wanted to be. And then you had
that's
the
what somebody
ones
else said.
who have a dope personality and who are just beautiful individuals. And like you said, may be beautiful, they may be intelligent, they may be smart, and they may be free thinkers. And then some, depending on how you were raised, you weren't a free thinker. And I mean, I can speak on that from experience because even when I was younger, I think I told you, I think I probably had this conversation with all y'all. My family was like, "This what you gonna do?" And it's for a long. I'm gonna be a lawyer. I'm gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be that. You know, da 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 da. That's not what I wanted, though. You get what I mean? But sometimes we think we supposed to live up to the image of what our families want us to be, and not knowing. But when I started to really come into myself and think for myself, it's considered being rebellious. And so the one thing I think I learned from that as a Black mother when I had children, even especially with my daughter, I wanted my kids' personality to shine and for them to be their own individual person. And I support their decisions, but I'm going to guide you in the right way. I'm not going to try to control your path, but I want to guide you through the path to get you there. I ain't asking for the perfect child, but I want you to be comfortable and happy with the choices that you make, but I'm going to help you I'm going to give you the tools to make the best decision. And I think those are the things and the imbalances that really happen in our communities.
So let me finish my shit. Get back to my yeah. God damn it! If I was rudely interrupted, say no. So what I picked the two movies because if you pretty enough, mothers usually give the pretty ones to the boyfriend. Right? We've seen this. This is nothing new to none of us. We hear the stories. For everybody who's ever been in counseling, who ever worked with young girls, the mother is always either give you. Remember, this the crack era, so they either sold you to the drug dealer or gave you to the man who paid the bills. Right? It's not an uncommon thing. At first, we thought, like the movies, like that's just no. It's more common than what you think. Because the woman is trying to keep the man so the man don't leave the house, right? So he wants to make her happy. Like every movie that we see that depict a Black woman going through any situations, it has happened, right? Just like when Janet Jackson found out, her man was a DL dude. You know what I'm saying? So you out here letting somebody bend you over. He like, no, ain't nobody bending me over. I'm doing the bending. So
I'll do that. That's funny though.
So the Whoopi Goldberg person represents how you hide things from the church. Remember, her daughter got pregnant and she took her to the back and how they used to do the abortion. She went through the back alley because she didn't want the neighborhood or the church to know that her daughter was out there fornicating. Right? This is the most powerful movie for Black women. I take my hands off because I got it. You know what I'm saying? So, and
Color good, yeah.
So I learned it. Like, okay, well, does this happen? When I started like rocking with girls in Baltimore, boy, there's a whole bunch of secrets in niggas' families. But we done beat up an uncle real bad. Like then they broke his motherfucking ass up because I didn't know that my baby mother was uncomfortable. Right? I didn't understand it. Every time Yo came around, she would move away. So we had to have a talk. Me, I'm a gangster, nigga. I'm trying to. You ain't supposed to be scared of nobody. Fuck you with me. Like, fuck is you leaving the room for? We young and stupid. Guns and all that type of shit. So she whispered to me, right? So I go, well, I said, we can deal with that nigga before he leave. Made a phone call. My brothers and them all camped out. When this nigga go around Greenmount, we gonna dust his ass. We all out there. He don't even know what hit him. He walked out that bitch. My brother hit him right on top of the head, allegedly, with a bottle. Boom. And we allegedly fucked his ass up on 33rd and Greenmount, right?
Allegedly.
Then when she told her mother said, I didn't know that because she had to work nights, right? Yeah. Is that this is also a running gag that the brothers in the family do the touching, because it starts off with hide and go seek. It starts off with, spin the bottle. And as they get older, the girls don't want to say nothing to their mother because they don't want to get the brother in trouble. And then he's been doing it so much that when they get older, he feels entitled, where a daughter would actually stab her brother. And then the mother would be like, well, why did you do that? right? And so the girl tells her mother why, and then the mother's more or less appalled at the daughter. Why didn't you come tell me, right? And I always look at it as well. Most people don't want to get their siblings in trouble. You know what I mean? It's loyalty there. Like we have sibling loyalty. It's something that we usually develop after we get our ass whipped once or twice together, right? So it happens a lot, right? Within the Black community as a whole, we support incest. That's something nobody want to admit. The grandma is the gatekeeper. Right? The grandma has always been the gatekeeper. Oh, Uncle Peanut can't go to jail. Uncle Cornell can't go to jail. Because you know we're going to have no jail. Paul,
It's a wrap.
we're going to have no jail.
It's a wrap.
Right?
It's a wrap.
Can't hear you.
Coco.
So you just gonna open up the forbidden conversation that don't nobody want to have?
Yeah, we got to have it.
You know,
gotta have it.
Not saying that we don't, but I'm just saying,
well,
you know,
the
that's
people,
the
yeah,
conversation
yeah.
people
Oh
don't
no,
like
we gotta have it.
about.
They
We
need
gotta
to
have
know. They need
because
to know.
this how it works.
Hey, I ain't opposed to what concern.
Oh, because we're talking about Black women, right? We're talking about Black women in situations that Black women do not talk to their cousins and stuff, right? You just want to know why your cousins don't come to the cookout when such and such is around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one day, if y'all get together, right? Y'all all get together, right? And y'all sit down and say, look, I'm noticing some shit, right? Well, Uncle Mike don't come around, y'all don't come around. And they get to telling you, well, I mean, did Uncle Mike ever play this game with you? Right? You're like, oh, what game? You know, he did this and that, and then led to this and this.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna find out that it's more than 5 or 6 people, women in your family that's been keeping this secret so that you don't get Uncle Mike ass whipped.
Mike, what I'm gonna teach you is you ain't got ask. A lot of those women are opening up, and that's what
Yeah,
you
but
are
I'm talking.
finding.
Yeah, now,
That's
yeah,
what you are finding that is like the root to, because a lot it's a root to like a problem within the Black community that has been brushed under the rug for a long time.
right.
Because that's the second next thing that I see on the community, like it seems like the grandmother,
The secrets.
usually not the
Yeah,
grandfather, is either covering up either the grandfather touching the kids or the other kids in the family, or the son,
yep,
whatever. But it's usually like the mother covering up something. Or
yep. She
if
got to
she
make
don't
sure.
know, and it's not always the case, but that's usually like when it's one of them, like the mothers do know. Or when the mother find out, she don't take the daughter's side. Or like
Right.
if it's the boyfriend, if it's the uncle, or whatever, you feel me? It's very few of the stories that you do hear. The first thing is the mother like, oh my God, I believe my daughter. Or that's just not the ones they want you to hear. Even when the girl's telling the story, they're like, when I first told mother, she didn't believe me. My mother fell out, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But it's
My mom's
just,
husband, my mom's husband, before we went to Germany, he tried to molest my oldest sister before she went back to Asheville with my grandparents, came back to Asheville and got pregnant at 13. But he tried to molest her down there. We didn't know this then. I didn't know this until later on when I talked to a friend when I was locked up. And she had told me about this and said that's how come she didn't go to Germany with us. When we went to Germany, she came back to Asheville because he had tried to molest her down there. But yeah, shit like that has been going on. It's been going on. Like I said, my sister got pregnant by older guys. This shit has been going on. And unfortunately, I'm connected to some people, that live that incest stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's just mind blowing to me that it goes on. But like you said, Mike hit around the head because the grandmother was the gatekeeper. She was the gatekeeper of all the secrets, and everybody knows that it's been passed down from one to the next, and it's just on the male side.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you, just like the last comment, it says more than just sibling loyalty. Most victims feel like it's their fault. I said no. When it becomes brother and sister, it's more loyalty. It isn't about. It's not about them sweeping it under the rug, because our sibling bonds are so strong, right? So our strong,
I think
if
it's
you got a
loyalty,
brother,
like
if you got a brother, if you got a sister, sibling loyalty is real, right? It's real. Like nigga, I done covered up some shit for my brother. I done
Yeah.
told some lies for my sister.
nah, I think it would be more fear. You feel me? You more the fear a sibling. You feel me?
I
Could be a little
pushed
bit
the
of both.
wrong button. I'm
It's
sorry. I made a
closer,
mistake.
yeah. You,
No,
I
no,
think
that's not, no. I ain't saying it's not a fear thing. So you talk about. So if you saying that you have a brother that has decided to engage with y'all started off experimenting with each other, right? And everybody knows that men we get used to routine. So the moment that it started, and he's keeps starting it until he's 18, where he's comfortable and he feel like he's entitled now, right? The pattern of comfortability was there because you're not scared. Right? I mean, you're not scared if mom find out because mom will blow the fuck up. Everybody know Coco got a temper, so ain't nobody gonna go and say, such and such is doing this. Like, how does it look? And I'll never forget it because this girl told her mother, "So how does it look for me to come to you and tell you that your son is raping us?"
well, I don't know, because I just heard
Oh,
somebody's story
listen, yeah. So
in my
listen,
family,
but listen to it. Listen to it, Jude. Just
and it
let it
was
simmer.
out of fear.
No, listen. But
Somebody
he's
just
not.
said that in the comment section.
Yeah, so listen. He's not. It's not about brute force when it's your brother, right? It's scared when it's your uncle. It's scared when it's your grandfather because if you go to your grandmother and she's cuffing it, right? Oh baby, you're hallucinating, you're imagining shit, right? So the fear of you snitching on your grandfather or your uncle and all that usually sits with you, right? And they did like a study of this shit because I like to read, right?
Yeah, but their study was wrong. As a woman,
Yeah,
it's
because
fear.
some people be in fear anyway. That's,
It's
I mean, and I
it's
think
the
Kia's
fear.
comment said it perfectly. Yeah.
It's
And then you gotta
fear.
also think about it. And a lot of times when people
Mother,
are being touched and stuff like that, they are usually threatened. They're usually, especially amongst family
But that's
members
but
and
that's
stuff
but
like
that's why
that.
I
And I
said
mean,
so.
that's
or
even
they are manipulated to the point
right.
where they feel like they can't tell nobody, or they feel
Yeah.
like the woman that they can tell not going to believe in them. I'm
But
just
we're
saying,
not.
recently, just personally, I've heard some of the stories, and it is heartbreaking to say that it's not out of fear, because most of the women who say they didn't tell nobody is because, one, they were scared of the person, whether it was the brother, the uncle, the aunt, because some
The
of them are
neighbor, the
women.
mailman, yeah.
Some of them couldn't, or they didn't just have the person to go to, or they did try, but the person, did not do anything about, like how y'all saying about the brushing under the rug. But
Right.
the discount fear out of it, it's
I didn't.
always fear.
I didn't say discount. I said this is so what it was doing when siblings start to experiment with each other. The fear thing is never introduced.
Oh, you talking about the
Right.
experimenting?
Yeah. When
Oh,
I say
okay.
experience, I ain't say somebody forced. I was trying to
Yeah, but
say
you
like
talking about taking. That's what
no, I
I'm
ain't talking
saying.
about
Like,
taking. I'm not talking about taking.
well, you're
Taking
not supposed to
taking
be
is a,
doing it. That's why I
yes.
was confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I ain't talking about the taking
Well, you're
part. I'm
not
talking
supposed to be
about
doing that either. But if y'all
right.
together
But
with it,
but
your
y'all
mother
but
should
y'all
whip
all
your
together in the
ass.
beginning, right? And the girls were hiding it from the mother, right? Until one girl who ended up saying, like, well, I moved out, so let me tell you why the fuck we don't fuck with him.
Well,
Right?
you messed up right there. Take two to tango. So say they were hiding it from the mother.
Yeah, no, but more or
Right.
less
Why it always gotta be the
because
sister that
because because
everything falls
the
on her.
sister
Everything falls
because
on
the
her.
sister because
You
the
just said
sister
it. You just said it.
because the sister said it. Listen to what I'm telling you. The
Okay,
sister
all right.
You
told
Let
the
me be
mother.
quiet.
Yes, the sister told the mother, right? After she told her what her brother was doing, was like, Mom, how does it look like for us to come to you and tell you that your son is raping us? Right? Because now it feels like rape because they've been doing it so long. And that's why I was trying to get Bosco to chime in with guys. We get used to a routine. So he got into a routine where he does this every night. And they've been doing it since they was like 12, 13, right? As they got older, they understand what sex is. Because, once y'all get a little older, 16, 17, y'all brains move way faster than ours. So y'all understand what sex is. He did not understand that he could not stop, right?
It's
Because
rape. That is rape.
I am, but listen, what I'm
It is
telling you,
for examples like
that's
this
not
that's what
where
that's
consensual.
what
laws
that's
get
what.
proven
But that's what. No,
to
listen
not
to me.
protect us.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm
I know.
saying is,
I'm just saying.
yeah. What I'm saying, it started off in the beginning. It eventually the girls realized that this nigga was raping them, so they started locking the doors and all that type of shit, right? Until they got their money together to move out, because then he became, for men. That's what I'm saying. For men, he felt like he was entitled because he's been doing it for so long, right? He's been doing it for so long, and nobody said nothing, right? And so they had to come to a realization in their minds, right, that this is what happened. So when the mother found out, I know because I was there in person. When the mother found out, I asked her, like, hold on, where did he learn this from? He got molested in a daycare with the same game that he introduced his sisters to, right? So they didn't.
So you take the lead with that. I didn't know that's the way you was trying to go around. You took the lead to get
No. We're just talking about. We're not talking about forcible rape. We're not talking about somebody coming to your house, slamming the shit out you, ripping your drawers off, punching you.
No,
in
but
your
then when
face,
you
all
said
that,
they
right?
started out being like mutual,
They
then she ain't
did.
like
They
it no
started.
more.
They
You
started out.
you wasn't saying it to the part like he introduced
What I
it because
wanted to
it
do,
happened to him.
what I
Okay.
wanted to do is just imagine that it's not forceful in how it was introduced, right? So it's introduced as a game, hide and go freak, hide and go seek, shit like that, right?
Go get it,
Stuff like that, right? So he took that game, he introduced, so he wasn't taking it, he was playing the game that was taught to him, right?
No, it's set up to prey and rape. It's still rape.
But you gotta
That's the thing.
don't
that
get
the
him.
women
Listen
have
to
been
me.
trying to get
So they
people to
didn't.
understand.
I know. Mike. What Mike is
No,
saying, what he's saying is that's not how it started out.
right?
But that might have been the eventual
At the end, they got conscious enough to realize that what they were doing was wrong, and they wanted to stop.
That's a form of manipulation and grooming.
Listen,
that's what she's saying.
That's what I was trying to get out. I couldn't get it out. Well, what the women are trying to get you men to understand is that is still to us a form of rape. She did not understand. Someone took advantage. Who wanted to play the game? The boy? Why did he want to play the game?
They didn't have
him. You feel me?
But you know what y'all missed? You know what y'all missed about the thing? He said he's speaking from a man's perspective.
I know.
How we think about it.
I didn't miss that. I didn't miss that.
I didn't miss that.
Responding back to as a woman's point of view, it's still to us from the jump. You feel me? Because he kept saying, from a man's point of view, you feel me, like it was consensual to the man. And I'm saying, like, yes, as a woman, from us, we're saying it sounds like rape from the jump. It sounds like grooming. It sounds like rape, whether it was unbeknownst to him or not. And that sounds like it was taught to him.
Correct.
From somewhere else. And you explained that. He was raped. He was played with. You feel me? But it took you a minute to get there.
No. I wanted to leave that out.
And then you also have a question from the audience.
I wanted to leave it out because I wanted to leave it out. I wanted to leave that part out so you could just look at it like the whole picture, right?
Yeah, no,
because if I would have thrown it from jump, you would have been like, Mike, that's messed up. That's predatorial. He grooming them. He's teaching them this is okay. This is the game that was introduced when we was younger. All that came out later, right? And me and him had a great talk.
But I feel like this. That's the problem. It's 2025. Stop grooming and stop being honest. Like when your homeboy do something, say, nigga, that is.
Oh no, nigga, we don't play that shit of mine, nigga. We done beat a couple.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Niggas,
Let me ask a question because I made this clear when we first started on the show. What about when a woman grooms the boy?
I don't agree with that.
It's wrong.
That happened to me.
It's wrong.
That happened to me.
I mean, I've been raped.
It's not right
I was definitely
either
raped.
side of the spectrum. But I think what and it's not to take away. And I think initially what started the conversation was that even in those situations, a lot of times the woman is still held accountable.
She's still held accountable.
So I think that's where it was going. It's not right on either side.
Because I know a girl that lost her son because her homegirl got drunk and was playing. He was a baby. She was nasty. The girl went to jail. The girl lost her son because the girl did some things to the baby that she shouldn't have did.
Right.
And a lot of people that were there did not agree with that. And people called the police on them. And I feel like,
Fallon got a question.
it's just
How far apart
less
in age are they?
believable.
They all 1 year apart.
Who 1 year apart?
Well, the story I was telling you.
Oh.
So this is what I'm.
No, we
so
talking about like
this how-
older
so
uncles.
So this what
older
what I look at. Yeah, so this is what I look at it the most, right? So you know what I'm saying? We was some wild dudes, running trains on chicks allegedly. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. Boom, boom, bop. Yeah, I mean, we was some wild ass dudes, right? So I never forget we had one incident. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. Yeah, two girls come over. I'm ready to leave. Yo, I'm about to go. My brother them got the girlies downstairs. I'm like, oh, all right. Y'all about to do your little session on them. All right, well, I'm about to go. All right, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to go holler at my girl.
You left?
Yeah, I left. So when I walked out the door, yeah. They wasn't looking like nothing. I ain't going there. I'm good. I'm all right.
Mike.
Sometimes you gotta have your limits when they bring the dummy over. You know what I mean, with the $4 chicken box setup. You feel me? All right, cool. I'm good. This right here ain't my scene. So the dude come out.
Y'all traumatizing Paul. I just want y'all to know.
So look,
we gotta wrap this up though.
I am, but the dude come out and he disrespectful for the girl. Oh, you didn't want to give me nothing. Slamming her on the ground, right? So I'm sitting on the bus stop. I'm like, what is this? Not in my mother house, nigga. I walk over there, smack the whole shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck is you doing? So he's a girl like you mad because you a bitch ain't trying to give you nothing. You down there trying to rip a bitch drawers off. I said, what? I commencing to fucking his ass up on Poplar Grove. You know what I'm saying?
Jay Bear?
Yeah, we don't do all that. So
disappear the whole show and come at the end.
Right. Somebody's nerve.
So this is my thing about the whole thing. So what they did was, and I feel like it was wrong because they did how the incest do in our families. In the church, they exposed the girl only and then covered up the guy. That's why the women are mad, because it's basically you victimize you want to victimize, hold the girl accountable at 17, but you took the guy and you hid him away. Mm-hmm. And we are known to do this in every instance that involves a young woman being victimized. We don't actually go out.
You know what? It's just like the game.
Most men not in the house. Let's keep it going. Most of us are not there, right? I got a homeboy doing life because dude raped his daughter and he smoked and did right on in East Baltimore, right? Because we're mostly not in the house. So let's keep it a buck. Majority of this shit is done because a father's protection is not there. So for the church and the girl to be exposed when her mother and father is there, it's some fucked up shit.
And on that note, guys, guess what?
All right, we're gonna close the show.
Thank you.
We're gonna close it. We're gonna close the show with a comment. Before I close the show, this is what I got to say is being gay is an abomination unless you sing on the choir. Thank you for tuning in to the Catholic Combo Show. Check us out 8 to 10 p.m. every Wednesday. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify. Check me out every Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. on handradio.org. Thank you for everybody to show up. For Fallon, my crush Fallon in the building. Q showed up. Wendy showed up. Jay Barrow, his punk ass showed up at the end. Who else? Jay was here for a short time.
Wendy.
I said Wendy.
I don't know what's her name. What's her name? Honeyboo.
Honeybee. Yeah, shout out to Honeybee for showing up in the building. Thanks for Kick Paul in the building. The Governor Mike. The Jude. Check her out. She got all that fresh art. I got my little easel up because I'm about to do some paint later on too.
I got one on the canvas too.
Me, Box for the brother. Richard in the back. Richard's in the back. He got everything going on. And our host Coco. We be back next week, 8 to 10 p.m. every Wednesday. Right here, Casual Convo. We are out.
Peace.
Thank you.